Hi guys, welcome back. I have been looking through some sketchbooks, if any of you did not know, because you might be new here. If you're not here, you're not here. If you're not new here, welcome back. And if you are new here, hello, nice to meet you. And today I'm going to be going through my live drawing sketchbook that I had throughout my college 2 years that I did at Bath College. I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember this sketchbook. I feel like there's only going to be like 3 pages of it, but we'll just discuss it. In terms of live drawing, absolutely loved it. My first live drawing session was actually when I was at school, so I was doing my first year of GCSE, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a male model. I've never drawn male before. I never experienced live drawing before, so I remember that day very fondly and coming home really embarrassed about it, but it had needed to be done. I've never drawn a man since, and I've just drawn women because their bodies are beautiful and I feel like they're much more interesting than a male body. But then again, I wouldn't mind drawing a male's body. But there we go. In terms of live drawing, I thoroughly enjoy it. I enjoy the whole process. I think it's a very good way of interpreting and improving your observational skills, because it can be very easily to just keep drawing the same thing and not branch out and make those horrible mistakes and make just rubbish artwork that you just have to get through to the masterpieces that you create at the very end. So if anyone has a chance to do a session of live drawing, I highly suggest it. You can do it any time of the day. It doesn't have to be a person, it could be objects. You can do still life drawings. I do it very occasionally. I do have a couple of videos as well. If you want to check them out, I'll leave them in the description box as well. But yeah, we're just gonna get started, shall we? Ooh. Okay, already I recognise some of these. I've still got some of these drawings actually. I remember very briefly that there were 2-hour sessions, and for the first hour you'd be warming up. It would be simple, just draw once and then carry on. It would be knuckle down. And I remember my teacher, she was very, very good. She was like, you'd all have easels and you'd stand, and you're not actually, like, you stand in front of the easel so you couldn't see what you were drawing, and you just drew with your hands so your eyes would be activated on the person, and it really worked. And this is where you can see, well, definitely with this one, you can see where I've just been drawing on top of each other of the bodies, just trying to activate that part of my mind. And then you've got ones where I've used different techniques, so single lines. Then you've got the side of the charcoal again. I went to black paper with white chalk. Still got that drawing, very successful drawing, and I love it. The fact that I was 17, was I 17? No, I was 17, 18 when I drew this, because I went to college after doing a year of sixth form because I decided it was not for me, and the only thing I enjoyed out of the 4 subjects was fine art. And I've got some more in-depth ones. These aren't amazing, but they're essential for the whole process, because out of all these, so there's 11 in total, and I think 7 of them I'm happy with. About 7 of them I'm happy with. So that's not a bad start, but then again, I might have not just chosen to take a picture and put them in my sketchbook. So there's that. So this one isn't mine, this is just Giacometti, just an influence. I still have these 2 drawings, and I remember these 2 drawings very, very well. Can you see it? I wonder what happened to them. I hope I didn't get rid of them. I must have sold them or something, because they were just amazing. So this one was using graphite, and then this was charcoal and chalk. And I remember the day they brought in this structure where the model just sat on a stool and she just posed, and we had to draw her, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was such an amazing experience, because there was also these studio lights which edited the person environment. Do you know what? My brain's just going mad at the moment because all these flashbacks are coming back. Oh my word. I wonder if I still got them. I must have them somewhere. They must be somewhere, because these are amazing. I remember them so much. I will find them eventually. But with every project, you come out with not a final piece, but a conclusion to it. And I still very much have these 2 paintings because they are collage based, and they're mixed media based, and I'm very still proud. I'm still very proud. I still need to frame these, but the problem I'm having is that because I've got so much artwork, there's some of it I want to try and sell on and give away to other people, and there's some of them I just want to frame and put around my house, but my house isn't big enough, because unfortunately some of my artworks that I'm really proud of, that I think are masterpieces for my genre, they're not big enough. They're too big, basically. I would run out of wall space before I knew it. But I'll just read a little bit of this. So we've got, with the influence of the abstract expressionism artists, we created 2 different large-scale paintings involving sections from my sketches, one monotone and one with variation of one colour, in my case red. I traced the inspiring sections of my sketches, then produced a composition mixed media materials from the paint to ink to charcoal. My strength has been the mark making and the way I managed to create multiple figures that balance out. My weakness would be making it more of a form, because some of the parts seem lost. Overall, I'm really proud of these paintings. The mark making is beautiful and interact and balance brilliantly. I do still prefer this one after all this time. I think this is just too much going on where you can see the actual figures in here, but it's totally down to someone's opinion. Okay, got some more drawings. This one I actually sold years ago. I sold it for, I think it was about £25, and kind of wish I kept it because it's a very stunning drawing. If anyone out there knows that if they recognise this and they've got it, please let me know. I mean, it's a 1,000,001 chance, well, not even a 1,000,001 chance, 1 in a trillion chance that person's still got it. This one isn't mine again, this is just an artist's inspirations. I've still got these 2 drawings as well, and I've got some more artist research to go along with it. Giacometti and from Outback. Really love this one, it's stunning. And we've got some oil pastels. Once again, I still have these. This one is, well, these 3 I still have. This one I put into a frame, and then these 2 are just loose in my folder. Still in love with them, but every time I see them, they activate something in my brain, and I can just smell the art studio, and I still remember the corridor and the way and how you got there. It's just, that's how I know when it's an art piece, it's an artwork, because it activates something in your brain which allows you to remember all the turning points of how you got there via multiple processes and multiple fails. This one was also mine. I don't know if I still have this. I don't think I have, for some reason, but I thoroughly enjoy the process. It's a painted bluey grey background with different colours of and different positions of the live studio model. And then we have a bit of Lucian Freud inspiration, and I've also got a drawing of mine. I wonder where all these went, because I don't think they're in my folder. At least I've got some documentation of them, even if it's not the real thing. Yeah, so I think this was on the build-up for a final piece of still life drawing. We were asked to use a primary colour, and I naturally gravitated towards blue. And it was so hard, honestly. But, like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I remember my lecturer coming over and being like, everyone struggled with this, but I think you've done really well, especially towards, like, the hand that I had. Like, hands are very difficult to do. I managed to do them. This really makes me want to go out and do some live drawing sessions, so there's actually a case for me to be able to go do it. I think it depends on what day it is, but even if it's just portraiture, I would really love to enjoy that, I think, because I am not just self-employed in terms of art within the art world. I also have a full-time job which I have to be careful with so I don't knock myself out, but also I'm a mystery customer. I also do surveys, and some of them involve travel, so when I do get to travel, if I'm in the city centre and it happens to be a live study group, then I might just go and join them and see what I can get out of it, because I need to branch out. I can't just sit in my studio and create artwork. There's like nothing wrong with that, but for me, I feel like I need to meet more people and to be able to find a bit of teaching and artwork related around how to improve my artwork without it just being my opinion, but being someone else's opinion as well. And then we've got some more sketches. I think this is when we were trying to do it more realistic, so we had to draw these lines of where like the arms met, and like say the arm goes directly down, does it hit the top of the toe, does it hit the toes, does it hit the foot, does it hit the ground, and just work it out all geologically. I still have this wonderful drawing in my folder. I don't think I've got any of the others. I think I've definitely got that one, but I'm not sure. I've got self-portraiture. Gave myself a bit of a neck, haven't I? So these two down here were not looking at the page, so hence why I've either got a bony face or I'm pulling a face. So a bit of Lucian Freud. I think I just tried graphite and pencil, just trying to draw myself. I still haven't done a proper portraiture piece yet because I just haven't. I always say I don't have time. I really just don't have time. I'm trying to give myself this amount of time because I only get one day off during the week, and I'm trying to balance out my work life because I've got things that I have to do because I'm a boring adult, and then there's other things that I want to be able to do with my other half, and then there's family and friends as well, and then there's also the fact that art needs to come in within it to keep my mental health healthy. That is something. We've also got over here a nice little overall perspective. I mean, if you want to read it, feel very free, just pause the video, but I'm just going to read the last segment. Another piece which I found most interesting has been the combination of moving figures that we did during the last part of the year. The broadened colours and layering worked well together as there is a sense of depth, and the shape began to interpret how the figure was moving. Negative space was found to be useful, as well as a busy setting depending on how large the drawings were. This session is the best time to figure out what colours could be used and how they could be helped with completing a composition. However, during my sessions there are a lot of works that didn't go to plan, but this is where I learned the most, such as the simple sketch of the body was mainly out of proportion, and I had no tone or no texture applied to them since I thought it was more important to get the shape rather than the other visual elements. Another one I thought didn't go as well was the final drawing pieces. We did involve lines and thinking more accurately, which took a large amount of time to create. These offered me no help at all, as it didn't improve how I drew and how I accurately placed the figure's body parts. The only thing I learned was that I wouldn't use this technique. Overall, I really enjoyed this project and found it quite physically demanding in the sense of drawing skills. Because of this, my skills and use of techniques have changed dramatically and improved to a high level my understanding of how to use. I think I was meant to have a bit more. Oh yeah, here we go. My understanding of how to use colour correctly has now intertwined with my future work as I am beginning to step out of the monotone realm. The featuring techniques have been improved useful, as the ones I have very first learnt have stuck and worked for me ever since. One thing I would change would be able to experiment with colour earlier on. This would have allowed me to establish more of an understanding of how to use the colour. I am really happy how all my work came out. Yes, even the unsuccessful ones. Oh, that's a nice little toot of everything that's happened within this project. So there, I'm just going to leave that because that is the end of the live drawing session, unfortunately. We only did it once a week, and it does underline the fact that I need to have a bit more structure when it comes to my life and art practice, because even though my shifts aren't the same every week, I do have a sort of a pattern in, so I can kind of work out where I want to do things, because I often come into this room and go, okay, what do I need to do? How much time have I got? What do I need to do? Especially next week, since my other half is going away for a week in London, and I'm going to be on by myself, so I want to be able to prioritise as much time towards my art whilst he's not here, because it means I've got more time because he's not working, so I can then concentrate properly. I can also do more recordings, I could do longer recordings, etc, etc, but that is something I need to do. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below what you thought of it. Please do also check out my description box, the links to all my social medias and also my eBay selling account, which you'll find in my description as well. If you would like, there's also my PayPal donation page. If you'd like to make a donation, that would be greatly appreciated. But if you can't do any of that, please just subscribe and like to me, because it does really help. In the meantime, thank you guys again, and I shall see you later. Bye!